back in beautiful Colorado Springs for the 2007 Synchronized Skating Collegiate Championships. The first team taking the ice from the University of Wisconsin. They're coached by Jill Herbst. They placed 5th at the 2006 U.S. National Synchronized Skating Championships. 20 skaters on the ice, ranging in age from 18 to 23.
University of Wisconsin Synchronized Skating Team.
Well, you can see just from the setup, Tim, what we were talking about of being a team and having that team spirit. They start off with this additional element circle. Because they're students, you know, they have a limited amount of time to practice. So it's, you know, a lot of work having to be done in a short amount of time.
You know, how complicated is it for these skaters to really stay together as a team, as a unit?
Well, it's very difficult because everybody skates at their own pace and their own speed, and so to control your speed to match 20 girls is very difficult and complicated. This block having to start down at the end, needing to cover at least 3/4 of the ice. Always having to be careful that you're close enough so that you stay in line, but yet not close enough that you're clicking heels, which may have happened here with that little fall.
And when you're laughing, when you're laughing, when you're laughing, when you're laughing, oh, the sun comes shining through, shining through. When you're crying, you bring on the rain, stop your sighing, won't you be happy again?
This is something I really like about this, is the movement and isolation, where at least 3 of the skaters move apart from the group and do something else, like the Ina Bowers they just did, and now flying camel spins. I think it gives them a way to be really creative.
They look like they're having fun out there too, which is very important, I'd imagine.
Well, absolutely. You're not alone, so you've got company and support, and that's always important, and it makes it a lot easier, I think, at times. The line's a little far apart there.
Keep on smiling, and the whole world smiles with you.
That was moves in the field. They say they're trying to get used to the new system. There with the intersection, you have to cross, show that triangle position first, cross, and then show the triangle once again. They're not quite finishing and showing the right there the square before moving on to the next position.
Lazy river by the old mill run, lazy river in the new day sun, linger a while in the shade of the tree.
It's a great angle for us to be able to see these lines and see if they stay in line, and so the judges sit up a little higher actually than in single skating, so that they can make sure and see the formations that they're making a lot more clearly.
What's the most important thing these judges are looking for in this type of discipline?
Well, clean skating, for one, the strength and keeping the line straight as they move down the ice, which is very difficult what they're doing now. Keeping the 2 lines, and they're not just turning them, but they're moving them across the ice and still keeping that formation tight and straight. So it's a lot of it's just the synchronization.
And it keeps it out of sight.
Speed, I think, is always a factor too. We'll see some of the teams quite fast.
That bright new morning that we can stroll along, there may be blue skies up above, but as long as we're in love, we'll be up a lazy river, up a crazy lazy river. Oh, up a lazy river.
isolation and a wheel in the middle there.
A nice performance by the team from the University of Wisconsin, skating to the music of Michael Bublé. They seem to be pleased with that performance, and the crowd enjoying it as well.
They had some weak spots, but it was a lot of fun. Like this, you know, there's bound to be a mistake here and there. You just hope it's not in the competition because you have all those feet so close together. It is very difficult. And then transitioning from one line to another line so that they can stay within the ice surface. Here, the triangle, and watch at the end of it, you don't quite see that shape again before moving on. So that could be something that they can work on for the next year. Again, you don't really see the square after so much, and that is something the judges look for.
University of
And as they're awaiting their scores,
Synchronized skating team. The technical elements score 41.13. The program component score 36.72. And the total score
for the University of Wisconsin, 76.85 at this early stage of the competition, putting them in first. The next team taking the ice from Western Michigan University, coached by Carrie Brown. They're known as the Broncos. They placed second at the 2006 U.S. National Synchronized Skating Championships. This team trains 6 hours a week.
I think they're trying to capture some attention with those bright yellow dresses.
They definitely won't get lost on the ice.
University.
Starting off with this block. Again, trying to stay in that position before changing. But they have to go at least 2/3 of the ice down in that position, not including the setup. The formation and the lines are very close together. The closer they can be, the more important it is and more interesting it is, because it makes it that much more difficult. So the judges are really looking for that. To rotate at least 3 times around, everyone in sync. It would have been nicer if they were in lines there. Just seemed like they were a little off. It's harder to recognize if the spins are off if they're not in line, so it's a little plot, I guess. I love this, the movement in isolation, having a few separate and do that. I just find it interesting.
How do they manage to stay in line as they do? I mean, when they're practicing and really trying to have that unison, like we're seeing right now.
Well, certainly practice, practice, practice. But, you know, I never actually did synchronized skating myself in competition, but I've been in so many shows where it's been required. And it's just constantly looking to your left, to your right, matching the other person, just knowing what they're going to do from practicing it so many times. You just learn each other's speed. Wisconsin, but keep it interesting as well with the choreography. This is so much more difficult than it looks, to have your circle and move it down the ice. But they're holding tighter, which makes it a little easier to stay in a nice circle as opposed to if you're with hands. Intersection, triangle. Nice way. You could see the triangle there a little better at the end.
This team has a lot of team spirit, if you will. They say before a competition, each team member is stamped with a B, does a lucky penny dance, and they pass the squeeze, and then they finish with a prayer. So sort of a good luck charms that they do before each performance.
Holding on. It's interesting to do because I think everybody's Ina Bauer really goes on a different angle when they're holding on to the flying camels.
That's the team from Western Michigan University taking a bow, taking in all the applause that this very appreciative crowd is giving them. And as they exit the ice, we'll be seeing their scores in just a few moments.
Interesting start.
Nancy, what did you think of their performance?
Well, here in the block, they actually had a very nice sequence of footwork, as well as they stayed pretty much in line. You know, there's a little bit coming in and out there, but it was pretty tight. And interesting footwork, going along nicely to the music. And you know, I just think they seemed pretty strong, but a little lacking here and there, a little bit slow.
The scores, please, for Western Michigan University. The technical elements score, 46.36. The program component score, 38.76. The total score for their
and the judges give them a total of 85.12, placing them now in first position. And the current standings thus far have Western Michigan in first, followed in second by Wisconsin. Michigan takes third position, followed by New Hampshire in fourth, and Massachusetts in fifth position. We'll be back with Boston College's Eagles on Nancy Kerrigan's World of Skating.